Hey everybody, welcome to Open Arts on Sing for Hope. My name is Patty, I'm your host today. I'm so excited to be welcoming the Music and Medicine Trio. If you've been joining us on Classical Music Tuesdays, you'll see that the Music and Medicine Trio takes many evolutions. Thank you to our good friend Victoria for her wide network of incredible musicians. So today we have Hector Falcon on violin, we have John Bell on piano, and we have Chris Cullen on clarinet. Thank you guys for joining us. We're so excited to have you.
Yay, we're thrilled to be here.
So just a couple things before we get started. I know some of you are joining us on YouTube. Some of you might be joining us directly on our site. We welcome you to come to singforhope.org/openarts to not only join directly, but see all the upcoming events we have coming up, all this fabulous programming we're bringing to you from living rooms all across the world these days, which is a silver lining of this virtual format. And of course, everything on Open Arts is donation-based, so if you'd like to help us keep the music going, we encourage you to visit singforhope.org/donate to learn more. And without further ado, I'd love to turn it over to the Music and Medicine Trio. So Hector, John, Chris, the stage is yours.
Thank you. First selection we're going to play is titled La Paloma, or The Dove.
Yeah. Hector, I learned something new. I always thought Paloma was a delicious tequila and grapefruit drink.
Oh,
Now I know it means the dove.
it's a dove. Yes, it's.
Beautiful piece.
I believe this is a. I don't know. Traditionally, I've heard this as a Mexican tune. I'm not sure exactly where Ira Dier is from, but I think it's a Mexican.
It's a beautiful melody.
Habanera. Um, Next, we're gonna play an arrangement of.
This next song is one of my favorite Beatles songs. It's called While My Guitar Gently Weeps, written by George Harrison. And this arrangement was done by a friend of mine, and there's a little trivia to it because it's kind of juxtaposing the Beatles song with a Chopin piano piece affectionately titled The Raindrop Prelude. So for any fans of Chopin piano literature, you'll hear a certain point where the iteration of this note over and over again comes in, and that is how you'll kind of know that we're in the Chopin section. But it weaves the two melodies and the two themes together, I think, in a really interesting way, and proves something that I am very passionate about, which is that music is this universal language that spans time and generations. So the Beatles and Chopin, they never had it so good.
Wow. What a cool arrangement.
Great.
John, I actually, it's funny you mentioned the repeated note, and what's interesting is that happens in While My Guitar Gently Weeps as well. Is it starts with that piano. I almost wonder if that was the inspiration behind it.
I think it was. I think that there was a connection, kind of seen in
These
those
similar themes, yeah.
like a natural.
What a cool arrangement. Thank you guys for sharing that. That was beautiful.
Yeah, that is a really beautiful arrangement, and it kind of shows what happens when composers' imaginations and arrangers can fly free. Because if George Harrison's guitar can weep, then Schubert's clarinet can be an echo. And a long time ago, back in 1828, Franz Schubert, who it's counterintuitive because we think of him as one of the very greats, but in his lifetime he struggled. And part of that was because he was not a virtuoso performer. He didn't have that star power to fall back on the way Mozart did, the way Beethoven did. And those who knew his music absolutely loved it and were doing their best to promote him, but he was struggling. And in 1828, he rented out a concert hall in Vienna, put on as many of his greatest hits as he possibly could, and it worked. He began to get commissions, publishers started to come calling, and unfortunately he did not live out the year. So one of the great gifts that we have from that very end period is his beautiful trio for voice, clarinet, and piano in English called The Shepherd on the Rock. This piece was never performed in his lifetime, and it was commissioned by a leading operatic soprano from Berlin. She performed it for the first time a couple of years later. She wanted a showpiece. Instead, she got something that shows off another player as well. And the idea of this piece is that there's a young shepherd boy out there singing about the wonders of nature, the height of the romantic sensibility. Nature is beautiful, we are inspired by nature. And then in the middle he gets a little sad because he's lonely. But he's young and he bounces back very quickly. So the end is, never mind, life is great, spring is here, let's go. So it's in 3 sections, and we have a special twist on it today. Hector will be singing. No, Hector will be playing the soprano part on violin. Again, not something that was unknown in Schubert's day, and it was very common. It was a way of getting pieces out there to make them more available. Because you don't have program notes, though, Hector will be playing in English instead of the original German.
Chris, thank you for giving us the context on that. It was actually very fun to follow the story, especially with Hector's beautiful soprano, of course.
Well, I worked very hard to try to, it's very difficult to. Well, the violin is very vocal as well, but to convey the vocal style and to put the lyrics in sort of that doesn't sound like notes. It was challenging. It took me like 2 days of trying to figure out what slur feels better, and
It was very expressive. I really did feel like I followed the story. Like do you have the lyrics in front of you? Are you watching the lyrics as you play?
yeah,
Okay.
yeah. I looked them up because my German is not that great, but yeah, I know what the moods are, and when we are at that part of the story. It's such a beautiful song. And for me, it's a total discovery because it's not played with a violin very very often or ever. So
Yeah. No, you sounded.
Yeah, beautiful performance. Really enjoyed.
um, the next piece we're gonna play for you, it's a composition by Astor Piazzolla, the famous bandoneon and composer from Argentina. He wrote so many famous tunes. This one is one of his most beautiful, I think. It's titled Oblivion, and it's very quiet and desolate and sad, sort of, but beautiful at the same time. And it's also Piazzolla's 100th birthday this year, so it's a perfect piece to celebrate his art.
Wow, perfectly done. That's one of those melodies that I feel like even everyone has heard that before. That's such an iconic melody.
Yeah.
In movies and TV shows it's used, and it's so wonderful to see it performed live.
Well, the next piece we're gonna perform, we're gonna give Chris a little break, and
You deserve it, Chris.
I'm gonna be playing one of the quintessential violin pieces of all time. It's titled "Meditation" from the opera Thais by Jules Massenet. Written for part in the second act. There's a small break, and the main character Thais gets a choice of whether she's gonna keep her hedonistic lifestyle or embrace a Christian righteous life. And so this is the intermezzo. I believe she probably was thinking about her decision, and eventually she does convert in the opera. Nobody knows, well, at least I don't know the opera well, but everyone knows this piece. Everyone has recorded it and played it to death, but it's such a beautiful piece, never gets old. Funny thing is that in the opera, Massenet uses all the forces. He uses full orchestra, he uses 2 harps, and a soprano, alto, tenor, bass chorus backstage and the effect is quite beautiful. But I've never heard it that way, but there's some recording on YouTube that whoever loves this piece should listen to it. It's really nice. Should I?
If you don't mind. What, you know what, you're fine.
Yeah, I can see.
Let us see a little bit of John. Beautiful, Hector. You know, as many times as we have heard that, though, it's always thrilling to see it performed live. It's a very different experience. So thank you for sharing that with us. Thank you to all three of you. Chris is out on his coffee break right now, I know, but there he is. Thank you to all three of us for joining us today, though, and sharing your immense talent and spending the afternoon with us here.
My pleasure.
Thank you very much.
So wonderful hearing you guys. I wonder, do you mind if we hear a little more? I want to know where else you guys play, where else we see you around New York City. Are you performing in, at least come September, in Broadway good orchestras, or where else do we find you?
That's the hope, that we will all be back in our pits. John is an excellent conductor as well, and we also know him in that context from a lot of Broadway shows. And Hector, you actually have a full-time job.
It's a semi-full-time job with New Jersey Symphony. So
Oh, wow.
we have some sort of season in the books, so let's hope that everything stays safe and people return to the halls and
Absolutely.
Wicked,
That's great.
Wicked has its first performance tonight in Texas, and so I have a ton of friends down there who are really crossing their fingers and hoping that it's going to be a go. So let's send them all our good vibes, because it bodes well for all of us if it goes well.
Yes.
Absolutely. I think I know we've been ebbing and flowing here, but I have good hopes for the fall here. I think a lot is coming back. And do the three of you play together often?
It's funny, in different contexts. It's always so interesting in a big city like New York. I'm fortunate to sub frequently with New Jersey Symphony, so I see Hector there, and I see John in Dark.
John has conducted us several times, and he's one of my favorite. Whenever John is on the podium, I'm like, great.
Oh, but this is really the first time we've played like trio music together, and I just try to keep up with them here in this.
You sound like you've been performing together for years. You're so locked together, and the musicality there's so much chemistry there. So it's really wonderful. That's incredible to me. It's great to hear you play together.
It's a treat for us.
Well, again, thank you guys so much for joining us, and thank you to everyone at home watching us. Be sure to tune in at 4 o'clock for Zakaya Young We have that coming up, so you'll find us at the exact same place. And of course, as always, Sing for Hope extends a special thank you to Unitex, who's a founding sponsor of Open Arts, for making this program possible. Unitex Healthcare Laundry Services is the largest family-owned and operated healthcare linen and uniform rental company in the country and has been serving in the Northeast region for 100 years. So we're very, very grateful for their generous support. And of course, as usual, Open Arts is supported by donations. So if you want to help us keep the music going, you can visit singforhope.org/donate to learn more. And we will see everyone at a program soon. I hope everyone has a great afternoon.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Take care.
John, Chris, Hector, thank you guys so much. See you soon.
Bye.